So before we get started, I please ask Natasha Creenan, Country Manager of Coloplast, to join us. Thank you, Natasha. We very much appreciate Coloplast's support.
Super, thanks, Jack. Good morning, everyone. First of all, can I say how delighted and honoured Coloplast are to be invited by Fiona and all the team in Spinal Injuries Ireland to be part of, and more importantly, to support today's event. If you look on the Coloplast website, you'll see that our mission is to make life easier for the people that use our products, but it's actually a lot more than that. For us, it's about today's days like today, where we help to support education, hints and tips about how people can live their life to the full. It is, yes, about looking to the future, but more importantly, it's about life, it's about well-being, and it's about living our best life right now, which I think in today's crazy world is a lesson that we can all learn. So I hope you have a fantastic day. I'm really excited about the speakers, and I'm looking forward to hearing all about what you thought of it later. So have a great day, and thanks everyone.
So now we'll begin with a Q&A. So can I welcome to the stage our Paralympic heroes, Kerrie Leonard and Britney Arendse.
Kerrie Leonard made her second appearance at the Paralympic Games in Paris this summer. Kerrie's sport is archery, and she placed 9th at the Tokyo Paralympic Games. Kerrie has a degree in Equine Business from NUI Maynooth and a Master's in Marketing from UCD Michael Smurfit Graduation Business School.
And Britney began her powerlifting journey at the age of 16 after she was recruited at a wheelchair basketball match. Paris was her second Paralympic Games. In 2018, Britney claimed a gold and bronze double at the World Powerlifting Fazaa Championships. Britney continued her excellent form as she went on to set a new junior world record in the 63 kilo category, becoming the first ever Irish powerlifter to do so. At the age of 18, Britney lifted 98.5 at the Asia and Oceania Championships in Japan. In 2019, Britney broke her own junior world record with an 100 kilo lift to win gold and bronze, which resulted in Britney moving into 8th in the world rankings from 11th. Can we get a round of applause? Thank you.
We are honoured to have you both here with us. As you know, the title of this conference is My Life Wellbeing, and you both certainly look after your wellbeing as elite athletes. Kerrie, do you want to tell us a little about your routine from exercise, dietary, and of course, rest?
Yeah, I could probably speak extensively on the first two. Rest is a whole other situation, but what my routine looks like is a little bit different now versus when I was, training to go to the Paralympics. So my routine, I was working full-time in tech, so I was working 9 to 6 every single day. So essentially it was making sure I could get in as much exercise and training as I could in those downtime. So during the winter it was easy because there was indoor training available in order to keep up that fitness. And then at the weekends they'd be sucked up by training as much as possible on the archery range. And then I'm very much a believer in the power of sports psychology. So wherever possible, I was either having sessions with my sports psychologist, I was visualizing what the shot looked like, what the routine of the shot would be. And then in competition and the run-up to competition, trying to keep that as consistent as possible, from diet to how much sleep I'll get at night, all those things that sort of leveled up. Now, in May, I finished up my role in work to focus primarily on Paris, and then that turned into about 5 or 6 days of training full-time. building that up slowly, because again, if you change your routine massively, then you'll end up injured. So it's trying to find that nice balance between the two. From eating, dietary point of view, I love all things food. I'm really into food research, and so I prefer to make everything myself as much as possible from scratch. So I am quite a control freak when it comes to my diet and being on that. But it's, the basic rules never change. It's making sure that you're following those food pyramids and that you're replacing the calories that you've burnt during training to make sure, again, that your muscles are repairing, but also you're not getting injured. And then if you have a good diet, it helps with sleep. Let's skip over the sleep one because I'm not great with that. But that's not because I'm not doing all of the right steps. It's just my affliction. And then rest. I find it hard to rest. I'm the oldest daughter of a farmer, and so it's just ingrained in me to keep working as much as possible until my body dictates that I slow down and stop, which isn't the best policy, I would argue, but I am just human, so that's it in a nutshell.
There's some really good pointers, but in terms of what do you think, Britney, in your personal life, what sort of works for you in comparison to Kerrie?
My routine would be completely different to Kerrie's. Like it all surface around my training program.
Okay.
So, like we make the program up first, and then we see what hours we have in the day if we're doing appointments and stuff. So, the training would have to come first, and then you have your appointment, basically. So, it's crucial to get the training done. Like I have to get my rest. I was given out to because I was going to bed too hard at night time. And, I had all the energy after training, and people were like, no, you have to go to bed very early and you have to get your food in as well. And nutrition is a huge part of powerlifting, whether you're trying to keep your weight, because mine's weight-based, body weight, and whether you're trying to keep the weight or you're trying to lose the weight or just, stay
in a plateau.
Plateau. So, like, nutrition is key. We have nutritionists on the team at all times. You just send them a text if you're worried about something that you eat. But they're there to help. I had a good few run-throughs with the nutritionist on the team in Paris, just to bring me through the massive food hall and show me what I could and couldn't have. It's very tedious.
That is a tease.
I heard some amazing things about the muffins that were apparently in the Paralympic Village.
Don't believe the hype.
No? Okay,
no.
Interesting.
The grab and go stands were excellent though. So, but the nutritional side for me is very strict. You're down to like 3 meals a day, and mostly protein and veg, and less carbs. And with the training, obviously you're burning it off, and then the carbs you're burning it off, but like you're still having to have a certain amount of carbs, and then some other days you're not having any. It's very strict. But nutrition and sleep and rest and recovery is very crucial in my sport, and then everything else is just like a breeze, kind of, just making sure you do the training right on time, and take your time, but do it your own way as well. It's kind of thinking outside the box. If you don't have this machine, make something up in the house and do it your own way.
Yeah.
But what Kerrie kind of said is similar. So
yeah, and then in terms of obviously to be at that elite level, there's an element of consistency and sacrifice, I suppose, in your personal lives. In the run up to Paris, did the sacrifice become more and the consistency grow, or is there a routine right throughout the year?
Like I said to everybody, we were away for 31 days, so I don't know if you were there at the same moment. Mm-hmm. It was in Dublin for 11 days and then straight from Dublin to Paris, so It was a long run, longer than Tokyo, so it was very sacrificial,
Especially if you're training 6 days a week, it is sacrifice on social life, everything.
Yeah, I was actually training every day for the 11 days straight in Dublin, so I had no break until the competition.
It's definitely not for the faint of heart to be at that level.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit different though, depending. So, I mean, like you said, 31 days. By the end of the year, I will have been out of the country for 2 months. So that doesn't include us being in Blanchardstown or anything else in a pre-training camp. But it's a little bit, when you ask whether there's additional sacrifice or not, there's, the rules are the rules that you set out in your life, and you are able to control that from an individual point of view. I think there's a little bit of difference between the minority sports and the sports that get that high performance funding and are in those systems, in that it's very regimented and very clear that if you are signing up to this program, you are committing to sacrifice.
Yeah.
For me, at least, given it's a minority sport, I'm doing that as a luxury.
Okay.
So I have my commitments that I need to, personal commitments and professional commitments that I need to fulfill.
Yeah.
And then I get to put energy into my sport and, work towards qualifying for games, which I've done twice.
Yeah.
But there was an additional sacrifice put in there.
Okay.
The sacrifice comes as a whole, as a package, because it's what I'm signing up to, and I get the privilege of representing my country at a Paralympic Games.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it is an utter privilege.
Do you have plans for the future? Are both of you thinking of LA in 2028 or not? Britney, start with you.
I said ask me in 6 months, I'm taking a well-deserved break at the moment.
I think it is needed,
Yeah,
yes.
it's my dad especially. He's my coach on stage, and he lifts the weights off to me, so his back needs rest, complete
Because
rest.
you're lifting too heavy weights.
I suppose that's a good complaint to have as a weightlifter, so yeah.
I said to him that the weights are just getting heavier now, so just take as long as you need. I might have to train up someone, in the meantime, just to, volunteer in the time. But I said, I need at least 6 months,
Yeah,
sort
and then
out
you
life and.
Then you can decide.
Yeah.
And Kerrie, what about yourself? Are you planning?
Yeah, well, I sat in an empty room in Paris and looked around me, and I thought about this a lot. I've done actually 3 cycles. I didn't qualify for Rio, but I have done, given 12 years of my life to qualify them for games. I thought about not being in LA, and that is not something that I want to see as a reality. Whether that's me working there in a professional capacity or as an athlete, I don't know yet, but I certainly do want to be in LA.
Kerrie's well fit for it anyway.
Can I get a round of applause for our Paralympic heroes? Thank you very much.
Britney and Kerrie, we would like to make a small presentation to you to thank you for being incredible sports people and ambassadors. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Gorgeous. I love hydrangeas and roses.
Yeah, I don't think we maybe might get them taken back. Yeah, it might be difficult with the ramp.
Thank you very much.
I'm good, I'm not that good.
Thank you very much,
Thanks
ladies.
so much, guys.
Okay, I'll leave you that.